What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing on a huge part that we needed for this build. I've been waiting on it for a while. It's something a little bit different than what other people do for Coyote swaps, at least from what I've seen. So I wanted to try something a little bit new, and I'll go into a little bit deeper thought process of what made me make the decision that I did for this exact part. If you guys are new to the channel, we are Coyote swapping. There's a Coyote right there. A new Edge car, a 99 Mustang, and we also have a Ti-VCT 6-speed that we'll be putting in there also. So if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, please click that subscribe button. We also have a few more parts here. One of the parts we've already unboxed, which is the BBK X pipe, but we have a couple more boxes here that we need to unbox. And then also tomorrow, I believe, we'll be getting a few more parts in the mail. So I'll be doing an unboxing video of just all the parts that we've gotten so far, and then maybe I'll do an update video on the cost of everything so far. And the part that we will be unboxing today is a Holley Terminator X ECU and harness setup. So this isn't exactly how it came. Obviously, I've already unboxed it once, but I put everything back in there about how it came in the mail. This box was inside of another box. Obviously, that's not important. But the first thing you'll get is a couple of these adapters. I'm honestly not sure what this little spacer here is for, but I believe these are vacuum adapters, so you can run the internal map sensor. I'll figure out what that spacer is whenever we go to install it. We got some instructions here, a Holley sticker, and all of the instructions for it, telling you how to set it up based on what Coyote you have, and I believe all tuning stuff. And then the installation guide is in here, and the full manual. We'll be going through all of that in more process once we go to actually install this. Right now I'm just going to do an unboxing video and show you guys what's in here. First thing in here looks like the main wiring harness for your engine. Everything is labeled where it all goes. Let's see if I can. It's like there's J1A and J1B. I'm assuming there's somewhere in the manual that tells you J1A connector goes to a specific point, and then some of it, like there's a fuse there. This one's ignition out, ignition in, ignition module, I assume, module in and out, and some connectors here. Yeah, they're all labeled. Not all of them make exact sense, but I'm sure once you go through the manual, each and every one of these will be labeled out in there, and we can go through and plug them into their actual location. We got another harness here. Again, I haven't really gone through all of this stuff yet. This is the bulkhead, fuse, so more harnesses, and another harness. So many harnesses. This looks like a fuel injector harness. This has every single one of the injectors on it. Pardon for not knowing what every single one of these is going to go to quite yet. Like I said, I haven't gone through everything yet. It all looks like really good quality stuff. It all has like the extra safety connectors to make sure that they don't pop out. So you have to like push this tab up and then push in to be able to pull it off. So you're not going to lose like an injector while you're driving accidentally. And then you have another harness, which looks like your main power harness. Sit that there. This looks like all of your outputs. I'm going to assume, I know inside the manual it does tell you what every single one of these wires go to, like if you have the gray and black wire, or the gray wire with a black stripe, blah blah blah. It tells you what each and every one of these outputs is for. So we're going to be using that hopefully to have like our RPM and such show up on our factory gauge. And then your wideband O2 sensor. The Holley setups only have one wideband sensor instead of the Ford control packs. They have two sensors. A little bit of a disadvantage because you can't read each bank, but Holley's a very good system, so I'm sure they know what they're doing, and I'm sure it'll work just fine. We have the rest of this is all boxes. All right, sorry about that. I had to move all the wiring somewhere else, so we actually had some table space to open up these boxes in here. All right, first box we're gonna open. Everything in here is very well packaged. Make sure everything's not gonna like get damaged, which is very nice for the price. You would definitely expect this kind of care. Nobody wants to open a package and find something broken. So this is the main ECU, the Terminator X. It has a little line right there for your internal 1-bar map sensor. And it has your connectors here. I don't know if it says. No, it doesn't say on them exactly what they're for, like all of the harnesses are labeled, but again, I'm sure in the manual everything's going to be called out and labeled. It's got even some, I'm assuming this is diagnostic lights on top. But yeah, very nice, very good quality. All right, so the next box, let's open it up. Sorry, I only have one hand. Coyote Ti-VCT controller. I'm assuming this is the controller for your twin independent variable cam timing. It's kind of weird how Holley decided to do this setup. It has an extra computer just for specifically controlling the cams on the Coyote. I'm sure their main ECU is kind of like the LS style, where it's just for running your normal engine parameters. And then for the Coyote, they had to have an extra module so you can run all the cams. Sorry guys, 1 second. And there's that controller. Coyote Ti-VCT controller. And it has one connector on it. Made in the USA. That's something you don't see every day now. And then I'm assuming it showed on, pardon me guys, this sheet here, it has all of the different tables that you'd choose. And I'm going to assume, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to assume that that is behind here. Yep, on the back of your Ti-VCT controller. So we'll be taking that off, and we'll have to, we're a Gen 1, so, and we're not an HPM Dominator, so this will be the one that we're gonna have to choose. We'll have to go through and put that parameter into this. But again, no blemishes, good quality, and made in the USA. All right, and then final box here. Let's get this open up. Some more instructions. These are your ignition modules. I do know that those are your ignition modules. There should be one for each bank. Yep. And these feel like super good quality. They're the coil drivers. They're very heavy. They're metal. Super good quality stuff. Not sure yet where we'll be mounting these, but probably somewhere along the firewall. The rest of the ECUs, the 2 ECUs, I'm gonna try, we'll see if we have enough wiring. I'm gonna try and get them to go through this fender here into the cabin, and we might try to put them behind the glove box, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet if we'll have enough wiring to get them back there. But I'm also gonna look into if they have different mounting options, because we have, looks like 4 holes. So I'm not sure if they sell different ones on their website. I'm gonna try and look into that before we go and mount them. Or we'll just use the 4 mounts. But next up is, open this. Looks like the actual screen. Yep. Here's your screen so that you can set up the Holley itself and you can watch all of the parameters. guys. And there it is. LCD display. I didn't get the big screen. I just wanted, obviously it just comes with the little screen because we're gonna be trying to run our factory gauges. I got that wiring harness from Nathan Hensley. We're gonna be using that alongside this to get our factory gauges to work, because I do like the look of the factory gauges. And I didn't want to spend the extra, I think it's $1,000 for the big screen, so you can just use that as gauges. But we will mount this somewhere in there so we can still see our AFRs and so on and so forth. And then if we have any sort of issues, we'll know instantly. And then inside the package with the screen, you get looks like a couple 3M sticky things, either a screen cleaner or the cleaner so that you can use these sticky things, and then the little wand so that you can actually use it on the screen. I believe it's still touch enabled, but you might have to use this little stylus, I'm not sure. And then there's another little harness. I'm not sure what it's for. Again, I'm not gonna go into super detail on what all the harnesses are for because I need to go through the manual myself and still see all that stuff. But as far as I can tell, everything is really, really good quality. It is a little bit more pricey than the Ford ones, which I'll go here in a second into explanation of why we chose this over the Ford control pack. But everything is amazing quality. Like, these things are actually genuinely heavy. Most of the stuff says made in the USA, which not everybody cares about. And I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore sometimes, but it is nice to see if you're from the US. But yeah, that is the unboxing. All right, guys, so I will say that this is the Holley Terminator X. This is not the Terminator X Max. The big downside to the Holley system, I would say, is the price. The Ford Racing Control Pack is about $1,800. They used to be $1,600, but they've gone up in price because of the shortage. But the Holley system starts at, for the lowest bottom of the line one, which is what this one is, it is 25 and some change. So it's a lot more pricey, but it does come with some things that the Ford one doesn't come with. The Ford one doesn't come with a whole screen so that you can see all of your parameters and you can set everything up specifically for your engine. And the Ford one doesn't come with a full wiring harness for the engine. It does come with the body harness for the car, but for the actual engine itself, it doesn't come with that engine harness. So the Holley one does, the Ford one doesn't. So that, I think they're about $350 online for the engine harness. And then also the Ford one doesn't have, like I said, this screen, which means you'll have to go with an SCT to get a custom tune anyways. So, I mean, in the end, because this is free tuning software and a screen and an engine harness, it's honestly not that far off of the Ford one. So honestly, if you factor in the cost of the Ford control pack, which I'll put the price here, and then the SCT X4, which you'll need to be able to actually tune this and monitor the parameters, because you just get a base tune, and I know most people who are going to be doing this are going to want a little bit more performance. They're going to be going long tube headers, cold air intake, so on and so forth. So you're going to need a tune. So you need an SCT X4 with that Ford Performance Control Pack. And then you also need an engine harness, which is about $350 brand new. Now you could go with one from a junkyard or find a used one on eBay or something. But I'm comparing apples to apples, and this is a brand new engine harness. And if you want a brand new engine harness with the Ford Performance Control Pack, you'll have to buy one online, which would be about $350. You might find a deal on some of that stuff. But that puts these two things right in the same ballpark as far as price. Now, one major disadvantage to the Holley Terminator, for some, me personally, it wasn't a disadvantage because I'm going to be doing something different with mine. And I'll go into a little bit more detail and explain what I'm going to try to do on this one. But the disadvantage for the Holley Terminator X, not the X Max, just the Holley Terminator X, which is the baseline, you know, bottom of the barrel Holley Terminator X for the Coyote, is that they don't support throttle by wire, which is this, you know, your mechanical, or not mechanical, your electronic throttle body, which is what would come with a Coyote standard. That's what they all are. For the Holley Terminator X, you have to run a throttle by cable. For some, that's a huge disadvantage because they like the idea of having, you know, less cables, just being able to plug in, you know, one connector and having a throttle body. But if you guys are wanting to upgrade your throttle body to say like a 90mm throttle body, the electronic throttle bodies from Ford for the Coyote are very expensive. I think they're around like $500 for an upgraded throttle body. Whereas if you convert it to say an LS throttle body, cable driven, you can get those a lot cheaper. You can save a couple $100 there. So there is a little bit of an advantage to going to a cable style as far as price if you guys are upgrading them. Now I know the Coyote does come with the electronic one, so if you didn't plan on upgrading it, that means you have to go out and buy a cable style, which does add some cost in that sense. So it could be a plus if you guys are upgrading the throttle body, or it could be a minus if you just wanted to use the factory one. Also, on my car, I'm going to be trying to get away with using the factory cruise control. So going with the cable style like the 4.6 was, I'm going to try and retain all of the cables and try and make it so that I can run the factory cruise control. A lot of people who Coyote swap new edges don't have cruise control anymore or have to buy an aftermarket cruise control. The unit, I believe, I'll put the price here. I believe it comes out to like $300-400, so that's another added cost if you want cruise control. I'm gonna try and get cruise control to work on this one. If that's something you guys are interested in seeing, stick with us, because at the end of getting the Coyote in, and probably after we do the first start and everything, I'm gonna try and get the cruise control set up on there, and then show you guys if it works, go out on a drive, or what we need to do to make that work. As far as I know, I might be the first one to do that, I might not be. But I'm hoping it works. I really don't know if anybody else has tried it. Now, if all of that stuff ends up working out, we go with the 92mm throttle body and cruise control, the factory cruise control ends up working. This could technically be a cheaper alternative to the Ford Performance Control Pack when you factor in the SCT-X4, the engine harness, if you already planned on upgrading the throttle body to a 90mm, the price difference between LS 90mm throttle bodies and the Ford ones is quite different. So you'd save money there also from the Ford Performance Control Pack, and then also you don't have to buy the aftermarket cruise control module. So if all of those things end up working out, which hopefully you guys stick with me to the end, if it all works out, this could actually be a cheaper alternative to the Ford Performance Control Pack. Now, the biggest reason why I went with the Holley Terminator X over the Ford Performance Control Pack is availability. Nobody right now, as far as I'm aware of, it could change depending on when you watch this video, but right now where I stand, January of 2022, no Ford Performance Control Pack is in stock anywhere. You can't get one. You're in long waiting periods right now. I put an order in back in December, early December for one, and they said the estimated ship date was January 20th of 22. Close to January 20th rolls around, I give them a call to make sure it's still, going to be in stock and shipped to me. And they told me that it wouldn't get to me until possibly May. Like it wouldn't even ship until possibly May. Now, I know myself and a lot of you guys can't afford months and months of waiting for something, especially something this major for our builds. So I made the decision to try out on the Holley system. I know there's not a lot of reviews out there. And not a lot of people have done it yet from what I can see online. So it is a bit of a leap, and it is a lot more of a cost, than the Holley or the Ford one. But like I said, it could in the end, if you're trying to upgrade things and you want to have cruise control, potentially it could come out to be cheaper with all of those things factored in. So we'll see how it all goes. So far, I am very impressed with it. Everything is very, very good quality. I'm happy with everything so far. I went on Holley's website, ordered directly through them, and it was to me within a week. So that is a huge advantage over waiting months for a Ford Performance Control Pack. I don't have that kind of time to wait for my build, and I know a lot of you guys don't either. We all, once summer comes around, we want to jump in our cars and start driving. So let's hope this all works out. Now, I forgot to mention real quick, one other huge advantage to the Holley system is you can do boost controller, and nitrous controller, boost by gear, and also it comes with free tuning software and data logging capabilities, which not gonna get with the Ford Performance Control Pack. So huge advantage there if you guys are ever trying to run boost or nitrous or anything of that sort. So perks to this. Now that is gonna be it for this video, guys. I'm gonna be doing a video, probably the next video, I'm gonna be unboxing a few other things. we've got a lot of parts coming for the channel, and we've already got a few parts that I need to open. So I'll probably just do a full unboxing video on the parts that we're going to be getting in. That'll be the next one. And if you guys want to see this Coyote get put in there, going through the whole wiring process for the Holley system and to see how it works and if it's better than the Ford Performance Control Pack, please subscribe. And if you like this content, please give it a like, and I will catch you guys in that next video.